If I lost one race, they'd say Trump humiliated. That's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for one race. You know, we've endorsed Dr. Oz. We've endorsed JP, right? JD Mandel. I think Vance is doing well. I think Oz is doing well. Does everybody like Oz? I love Oz. Guys like Mitch McConnell and Rhino Friends would rather see a Democrat like Biden be president than a Republican like me. I'm a little bit different kind of a Republican.
Definitely a little bit. There's Trump at his rally in Nebraska over the weekend, and he wanted to talk about how he's endorsed JP Mandel in this upcoming election because he knows exactly who he endorsed. It was a serious vetting process to the point where he had to learn his name. So as you know, he forgot JD Vance's name, got it mixed with Josh Mandel's name, who's the guy who's the weird guy that Trump didn't endorse because of the stories that he heard gossiping at Mar-a-Lago about him. But anyway, it goes, this is the guy who's talking about cognitive tests and make sure Joe Biden takes that next test and how he's taking the cognitive tests. In fact, he did go there, watch.
We have to announce it. I said, how tough is this test, Ronnie? Because these people are calling me bad names. They're calling me stupid. They're stupid, Ronnie, and we gotta end this bull. So I said, how long and how tough is the test? They said, well, the first questions are easy, but when you get to the middle of the test, they're very hard.
Oh, they're very hard. We're gonna get to the one of the main people, the next endorsed candidate there. But Jackson, first your thoughts on these first few things, his forgetting of names and how he's not dumb.
Well, I think that it doesn't matter what Trump does because the base is totally convinced that he's their guy. I mean, it's just the Trump show. He just goes on stage and babbles. He just says things. True. That's literally what he does. He has no plan. He just goes and he just says keywords that people are going to react strongly to. And the fact is, I think it's important to put out that even if Trump doesn't come back on Twitter, it's true that he started a variety of platforms. But if he starts one, just for the election, it can last just for that and then fail. So no matter what, Trump's voice is going to be just as loud as it was with or without his Twitter running into the election.
There's people that are following him to every one of his rallies. And I listen to just like, I'd say 35 to 40% of them. It's the same stories over and over and over again. They're traveling and spending their money to go to these things to hear the same thing, just with a different variation, and then using the S word again and be like, yeah, just to get people riled up all over again. It's the same thing over and over and over again. So by the way, the headliner of this is Charles Herbster, who's running for governor there, and he's been backed by the Trumps, both senior and junior. But details of why this is a controversial pick is right here. So an April 14th report from the Nebraska Examiner quoted 8 women who accused Herbster of sexual misconduct between 2017 and 2022. Many of them had been groped during a 2019 Republican fundraiser in Douglas County, Nebraska. Many of them had been groped to this one event. 3 people have spoken on the record to corroborate the claims. Elizabeth Todson, an employee of State Senator Dave Merman, who was present at the dinner, came forward as Herbster's second public accuser on Saturday. Todston told the Examiner that after Herbster groped her while greeting her table, it was all just a blur after that happened because it was all I could think about. He's of course denied all these things, and to make sure that everyone at this rally doesn't believe in this madness about him groping women and all these accusations, bring up someone to pray about it for him. Watch.
We're gonna take sex education out of the schools and put it back in the homes where it belongs. The devil is a lie. When they talk about Charles Herbster, all of a sudden, he's the greatest man in the world until right before they know that he's about to win the election. Now 8 or 9 women come out with a bunch of lies. This is a man of God. And we cannot even imagine what he's going through. This is bigger than just the governorship. This is a good man. This man, the things that have been said against him are ripping him at the soul.
Oh, his soul is getting ripped apart as he takes off his stupid big cowboy hat and prays. This is a prayer section at the end there. See the people in the background with their heads down, Jackson?
Everybody.
This is a prayer.
That's really what stuck out the most to me is it's like, everybody just took it really is a cult. It really is. It is a movement of people who are drawn towards a certain type of toxicity. that has completely plagued and affected the Republican Party that's of their own making. And, as long as they play the victims, as long as they, continue to take away people's ability to vote in Democratic districts and what have you, they'll just continue to gain more and more power because they clearly have just enough people that they need to keep them in office where it counts.
I'm just wondering where the real Christians are and when they're gonna start speaking.
Oh yeah, of course.
Their religion has been taken over. It's been happening decades ago, but they're using it more and more explicitly as much as they can. You're gonna wrap your arm around them and be like, God is watching this potential predator. Okay.
That's all you gotta do.